Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be checking out 5-Star. So I've already reacted to S Class. If you'd like to see the reaction to the music video, you can click the link up above in the top right corner to watch that. I really enjoyed the music video. I really enjoyed the song. And I will say that going into this, I have already listened to the album a little bit. So this isn't a complete first reaction, but I do want to talk about the parts that I do like, talk about the music, talk about the lyrics, talk about all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like a half first reaction. Think of it as like a first day reaction. Does that make sense? So I've only listened to it not like maybe like once or twice through at this point. I just hadn't had time to sit down and record this, but I also didn't want to wait to listen to the album. So yeah, so I'm really excited to check this all out with you guys. I'm going to be breaking it down into two parts. So we're going to do the first half of the album up till Topline in this video. And then we are going to do, I think it's from DLC to Beautiful in the second half. I'm not going to be reacting to the sound or Time Out. I actually have done a reaction to the Japanese version of Sound, the original version, if you'd like to check it out. I say original in quotes because I think they wrote it in Korean originally. But I'll also link the sound up above if you'd like to check out my reaction to either the music video or if you'd like to check out the reaction to the song itself. So both of those are up there as well. But without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, I'm excited for this because I listened to the album when it dropped, but there weren't like any like, I say official, but like any like super accurate like translations at that point. I just used kind of Google Translate to translate while I was listening along, so I was just kind of getting rough translations of everything. So I am super excited to kind of listen to this with more accurate translations, so I can fully get the lyrics of everything. So this is my first time kind of listening to everything with the lyrics, I would say. But yeah, let's just start with Hall of Fame. I'm not too familiar with all of the songs like quite yet. So this is going to be a nice refresher for me, I guess, basically is what I'm trying to say. But I'm excited to talk a little bit about all the songs and to hear all of your thoughts on what your favorites have been so far. So yeah, let's go check it out. Oh, there you go. I was like, that started in the middle of a synth. I really like the filter they have on this. It sounds really cool. Actually, it's a really cool like wordplay. I say wordplay. I don't speak Korean. That's why I have to wait for translations, but just like listening to it, it sounds like they're doing like wordplay on this way, like gallery, and then when IN goes in and starts talking about Galileo, which is really cool. This sounds like very like sci-fi futuristic, which is really cool. I also like how I'm gonna go back and listen to it. Okay, so you have like Sungmin and IN's part here, like what they're singing, which is really pretty melody. But it's cool because you can hear the like synth in the background still following them, even over Han's rap, which is cool. Oh wait, that's cool. Like, out of my face harmoniously, just some like throwbacks there. It's really cool. It's like this song overall, like this album overall, it's really cool to see like how proud they are, like how far they've come with everything. Like this really feels like a love letter like to themselves, which is super cool to hear. They seem like so confident in their sound from what I've heard of this album so far, which is really cool. Like they can really hear his accent and that. That's really cool. So that's like a ton of science references we've had so far. 4 so far, right? 4. We've had Galileo, Thomas Edison, Stephen Hawking, and then Neil Armstrong. There's a lot of like moon imagery on this album. Oh, and then there you go. You have Neil Armstrong here too. Sungmin sounds so good on this album. It's unreal. Dude, Felix's tone is really good. His tone sounds really good. This song is just a really cool like opener to the album. Like it sounds like very sci-fi at the beginning with like the synth and like the envelope on it. Just really, really cool. I can't get over how good Sungmin sounds. He and IN have like worked so hard on their vocals like in the past like year even that it's unreal. Like you can hear the difference. Same with Lino. I know he's been taking vocal lessons too. Like the 3 of them, you can hear like a huge improvement. I mean, all of them just sound like so much more confident. Like it's cool to hear like Felix, like the rasp in his voice, and like he's been singing a lot more recently too. Hyunjin just sound like they all just sound so confident in their skills, which is cool. Like I think the overall thing I've heard from this album so far, like listening to it like I guess like once or twice at this point, is like it is so like them. Like this album feels like them. And like I'm not saying like previous albums have been like bad necessarily, but this album feels like they really like how do I put this? Like they found their sound, like they found who they are, and this album is like them showing off who they are to everyone. So it's really, really cool. So yeah, that's really, really rad. I really like the song. It's a really, really strong like opener and introduction to the album. Yeah, so then we can go ahead and go to the next one, which is Item. Item is one of those songs that I was really looking forward to. It was like Item, Get Lit, and then Super Bowl were the 3 that I was really looking forward to on this album. So I'm excited to really like dive in deep with these. That's a really, they like, they're killing it with like wordplay. Like, he's obviously like pronouncing item like that on purpose. That way it sounds a lot like I ate them. That's really cool. Dude, hearing Lino rap is so cool. He sounds so good. Chan sounds so good as well. Like, he sounds so smooth. That's a really cool drop, dude. This drop is so cool. I love the chorus. This is really cool. That's really cool. I like the high part a lot. I really like how Sungmin sings it. Like, Chan sounds really good, but I really like hearing like Sungmin's like upper, like just his upper register. This is almost like in his belting zone. It's really cool to listen to. I also think it's really cool that they keep like making all these references to like really iconic things. Like they've mentioned like Pac-Man in this and stuff like that, like really iconic, like long-lasting things. And like every once in a while, like it's cool to hear all these like gaming things. Like even with like Han's part, I think at the beginning I heard like some kind of, where is he? Here. Like even the Pyung is kind of like a little like when you get an item in a game and stuff like that. Like it's cool to hear like their references to like gaming because I know pretty much all of them are all gamers. So that's really cool. And then Hall of Fame, like I said, like they made like a ton of references to like very important people in like the field of science. So it's really cool to see them like putting themselves up there on this like legendary pedestal. Like their names are like equally as important as all these other people that they're name dropping. It's really cool. That's really cool. Like, they are walking like a really fine line and like walking it so well of like being super confident in themselves and their skills while still like not like being too cocky, right? Like starting from the bottom. Like I think it started with Lino's part is what I was looking at. Oh yeah, here. Like nothing much, I confess. With Sungmin. Oh yeah, here. Even if I have nothing, I'm still feeling blessed. Like they like if you know anything about Stray Kids history, which I'm assuming you do watching this video, is like I'm a strong believer that they didn't have like big three privilege. Like yes, they were in JYP, so they did have some resources, but like they truly started from nothing. Like truly started from nothing. So to get to where they are, like by their own merit, especially as a self-produced group in K-pop, is exceptional. So like they understand what it means to be at the bottom. So they're not taking it for granted, which is really cool. Changmin like owns this part. It's really cool. Oh, you can hear like in the background. Wait, like here. Like the little ding noise. That sounds like it's from like, it might just be like generic like synth noise that they just like found, or like generic sound effect, but it sounds like it might be from like an actual game somewhere. It's really cool. Noise torch. I really like Sungham's pronunciation of English. I don't know why. Like, he just enunciates everything really well. It's really nice to listen to. IN sounds really good on that part too, actually. Wait, I want to listen to his part again. He sounds really good on that part. It's a really cool song. That definitely did not disappoint, like, from what I was getting from, like, the highlight reel and teasers and stuff like that. Like, that's such a good song. I really like it's, yeah, this part. I guess it's kind of like a pre-chorus. I think this might be, like, my favorite part of the song. It's really, really sick. But I really like the little, like, embellishments that they throw in there. Like, you can hear in the background, there's, like, little, like, synth sounds that kind of make it sound like video game-y, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I think, like I said earlier, I think it's really cool that they're, like, alluding to the fact that they belong up there with all the greats. Like, they've mentioned, like, so many things so far. So I'm curious to see with, like, Super Bowl and Topline what we got here. So let's get on to Super Bowl. I know that this was originally going to be the title track instead of God's Menu, and it's in English. I have listened to this, I think, like, once. I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics. I really wanted to save this one to listen to with everybody's hearing that it was basically God's Menu, and knowing that IN, specifically, like, really, really wanted this to be title track and has been pushing for it. I feel like I think he said for a while now, a few comebacks now, to use it as a title track. So, really cool that it made it to the album. Sad it's not a title track. I'm sorry, IN. S-Class is definitely a really good title track, I think, for this album. But, you know, we'll still feel sorry. But yeah, let's get into it and check it out. I'm really excited. The drums are really cool. I'm going to pause right here and I'll do a break because I want to listen to the, like, rhythm a little bit, and then I'll talk about it when I'm back. So give me a second. Okay, cool. The drums aren't anything, like, crazy. It just sounds really cool because, like, it's like a really lazy synth, I'll call it. The drums are playing like a normal beat. There's nothing crazy about what it's playing. It just sounds really, like, off-putting because of the synth. So it's really kind of cool that you kind of come in on this, like, off-kilter note to the song. Even Chime said to keep it off kilter. I mean, just like God's Menu, we already have a lot of, like, food imagery, which is really interesting. I'm sorry, this was the part I was so excited for when I listened to the highlight reel. I don't like to make comparisons between groups because I think each group is, like, their own individual person. But I was so excited because it reminded me so much of Hot Sauce, the NCT Dream song. Like, the harmonies, like, kind of like, how do I put this? Like kind of like a weird harmony. And I really like stuff like that, so I was super excited for it. Anyways, I want to re-listen to that. It's really cool. The fact that we get Han singing Bussin' in 2023, that's so great. Oh, Michelin again, okay. And we get sung and singing bussin' too, dude. I don't want to make fun of the lyrics because the lyrics they're fun. It's a fun song. You can definitely tell that the song that they've been working on it for a while because nobody really uses bussin' as much as they do anymore. That's cool. That's a really cool line. I like that they gave it to IM too, because he's literally always on everybody's, like, if they ever get solo accounts, which I have a feeling is probably coming sooner than we think, um, we're gonna be seeing so much of IM, and I'm so ready for it. Dang. Finishing the leftovers? I actually, like, going back to that, I think it's interesting that they even mentioned leftovers because I feel like you would anticipate that they would say something like, you eat it up, there like are no leftovers or something, but they're like specifically mentioned there are leftovers. I don't know. That's interesting to me. I could only assume that it's probably like alluding to the fact that they're like constantly putting out so much, and constantly working hard. So they always have so much content that you're literally never going to be tired. Like there's always going to be something for you to like eat from them, which is really cool. I really love that synth, by the way. The switch up is nice too. And I like the detuning there. That's really cool. The whispering is a lot, dude. It's also really cool to hear them like all singing together because I feel like we rarely get parts of all of them together. Like it's normally just like a few of them, you know? That's really cool. I really like that song. That song is so cool. Um, I I don't know. I don't. It's so hard to like. I feel like summarize like my feelings at the end because like I have so many thoughts on all of it. It's like hard to verbalize, I guess. The song is just really cool. I love what they do like musically, especially like nowadays with a lot of their songs. Um, I say like nowadays, I mean like especially like on Ordinary, like you can see it with like Maniac as a title track. Like you have these, I guess like verses that are like kind of like stereotypical pop going into like the chorus, which is like a little weirder. Um, but you see it a lot with Stray Kids, like I think, especially so far that we've seen on this album, where they have these like moments of like straight pop. Like we have that with Us Class, like even at the beginning with Felix, kind of like singing a bit, I guess. Like his singing and dancing part. I don't know how to put it. I'll put it up on screen right now. Like it'll be like in the middle of the screen right now. But that part is really cool because it's like you have these like very like industry standard pop parts to the song, and it almost feels like Stray Kids like makes fun of that a little bit by like putting those parts in the song but then making every other part of the song like so not typical K-pop. It's really fun to listen to. I think that's one of the reasons I like Stray Kids a lot. I've mentioned it several times on this channel. Like my background is like in like punk music, progressive rock, math rock, stuff like that. So I like listening to weird things. So it's really fun to hear Stray Kids like being experimental because you don't really get a chance to see a lot of that in K-pop. And because they're self-produced, they like have the ability to take those risks, which is really fun to watch. So Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next song, which is Topline, which is their feature with Tiger JK, which a lot of people are really excited for. Obviously, I'm excited too for Tiger JK. Cause like he doesn't like do collabs with just anybody, much less like featuring on a song. So this is really, really cool to see. Because I think I also read, I don't know too much about like Korean hip hop. But I've heard that there's kind of like a divide between like Korean hip hop and then like rappers and K-pop. So it's kind of cool to see like this like mesh between the two. Especially after the Mama performance, which fun fact, I did react to. If you want to watch that, you can watch that in the top right corner. So obviously he really enjoyed working with Three Racha on that. So I'm excited to listen to this. I really, really like the horns in this. Oh, that's cool. They like took this like horn sample from the beginning and like chopped it up and like reused it. That's really cool.
But they can't pass me, I'm the red line. Just sing along, I'm dancing on the thin line. 더 크게 더 따라 부를 Topline. 밤새도록 gon' play, I can do this all day. Cause we don't give a fuck. 우리 손을 끄.
That part gets me. It's funny to hear Chan like saying that, especially after what was it when Exeter Heroes came out with their like song. He was like, "Oh, why didn't we think of doing something like that?" That he still managed to sneak this in on this album. That's cute. I like it. And I mentioned it before. I really like how Vocal Racha like, I guess like sings their English and like pronounces it. I think it makes sense. Like Lino can do it like sounds like it too. I think because the three of them really work hard with like vocal instructors and like they probably work really hard on like pronunciation and enunciation. It's really cool to hear how they like say their English. So oh, that part is really catchy.
Time travel. Look at me now, how about now you can't deny. But we're still running on this way cause I'm never satisfied. 이미 야만한 사람 다 그러겠지만 the reason why 아직 내 기초 몸을 지쳤어 여전히 kept my speed on top. Ain't nobody.
It's really cool. I want to listen to Tiger J Kids verse again. I'm sorry to pause in the middle of the song. I would like to listen to it again. He has a really nice flow. Ski-daddle. It's really interesting that they bring up the Mobius strip too, because I feel like you can kind of use that to describe like a lot of like time travel lore, like even within Stray Kids, because I have a feeling there's like some kind of like time travel to their lore. But anyways.
But they can't pass me on the red line. Just sing along, I'm dancing on the thin line. Cause we don't give a fuck. 우리 성을 그어
I like that they only gave that line to Chan too. That part is really fun too.
아래 천지가 보여 with the top line 위만보다 목이 뻐근하지 넌 발 아래 천지가 보여 with the top line 위만보다 목이 뻐근하지 넌
So cool. That's a really cool part. I really like the horn section to it. It sounds really cool. It's a really cool song. I keep saying cool. Oh my gosh, I need to find another descriptive word. It's a really interesting song for them to create. And I think it's like the perfect song for them to include Tiger JK on because it really shows off his flow and like production style with Stray Kids production style. Like it's a nice blending of the two. And like while still being Stray Kids. And still like being something that's like different for a feature because this is also Stray Kids' first feature on a song I think that they've had. And to get Tiger JK, that's absolutely insane. The song overall is just really, really well done. Again, we get another mention to a great in history, Tiger JK himself. And then even in Super Bowl, I'm trying to think lyric-wise. Let me look up the lyrics real quick to see. Okay, I'm back. I reread the lyrics to Super Bowl. Obviously, there's like several things in there. I didn't even think the title Super Bowl, like American Super Bowl. It kind of feels like there's like a lot of American references in there. Obviously, we have like Michelin, the tire brand, and Michelin stars. I mean, I guess more specifically, I say tire brand. The Michelin stars coming from the tire brand. We also have Super Bowl itself, like the American football event. What else was in there? Finger lickin', which is I'm assuming a reference to KFC. What else? Hell's Kitchen, which is the Gordon Ramsay show. Also could be a reference to like the neighborhood in New York. I don't know about that. I don't know if Stray Kids would do that. I know they've been to New York a few times, but I don't know how much they know about like Hell's Kitchen. But Hell's Kitchen's also kind of like a really, famous spot of like a melting pot of ideas in New York, and a melting pot of like food and things like that. It's kind of like a go-to spot if you're in Midtown, so also could be an option there as well. But lots of references to Western things in Super Bowl. Interesting that it's a song completely in English. But yeah, I mean, we have references to literally everything in these songs so far about legendary things. So interested to see how that kind of theme continues in the back half of the album when we get to that, which we'll do next, but you'll have to wait till the next video to see that. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like it, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would love to hear from you about what your favorite song so far has been on 5-star. Good luck on pools if any of you are buying albums. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!